Hello! Today I just want to tell you about something that you can do in order to sensitize yourself to the planets in a way that is very personal to you, that will increase the amount of goodness in the good things that happen in your life, mitigate any things that could kind of get in your way at any given moment, and all of this even if you don't know anything at all about astrology, even if you've never even seen your Vedic astrology chart. And but of course it is important, before I begin this, that you understand that somebody who has a meditation practice or who has been meditating for a long time, whether in this life or previous lives, that person will be able to benefit more from this. Every hour of any day is ruled by a planet, one of the 7 planets. And also every day is also ruled by one of the 7 planets. So to give you the background, first of all, as for the days, if you speak a Romance language or an Indian language, or probably other languages I don't know of that also have this correlation between the names of the planets and the days, then this will be very obvious to you. But actually in English, it's not the case. Somehow we don't have that, and in some, actually even Romance languages, it's also the same, that correlation was taken away. So the correlation is that Monday is ruled by the moon. We begin on Sunday actually. So Sunday is ruled by the sun, Monday is ruled by the moon, Tuesday is ruled by Mars, Wednesday is ruled by Mercury, Thursday is ruled by Jupiter, Saturday is ruled by Saturn, and then again Sunday, we're back at Sunday. Now, every day, if you simply notice what time the sun rises, exactly where you are at that moment, on that day, where you are. So nowadays you can do that even if you yourself do not watch the sun rising, by simply looking on Google. I find has a good accurate sunrise time. And then what you do is you make a list of the 1 hour time frame. So you begin at sunrise. So for example, if the sun rose today at 7 a.m. So what I would do is I would say, okay, 7 to 8, 8 to 9, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, so on and so forth, until my bedtime, for example. And then what you do is you begin that first hour of the day with the same planet who rules the day. So imagine we are dealing with a Tuesday. Well, Tuesday, as I explained, is ruled by Mars. So that first hour, you put Mars. And then you continue along in the order that I will give you. The order is going. So if we begin on a Sunday, so for example, imagine today is Sunday, and so the sun rose at 7 o'clock. So the first hour is for the sun. So in my 7 to 8 slot, I put sun. And then I go from that in the following order. So after sun, we have Venus. After Venus, we have Mercury. After Mercury, we have Moon. After Moon, we have Saturn. After Saturn, we have Jupiter. And after Jupiter, we have Mars. Okay, so again, the order of the hour, the Hora, spelled in the English spelling Hora, which some speakers of other languages will note a correlation between that and the word hour, and even in English it's quite similar. So each Hora is 1 hour, and it goes again in the order depending on you begin the first hour is the same, belongs to the planet that is the ruler of the day, and then it goes in the order that I have just stipulated, namely Sun, Venus, Mercury, Moon, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars. So again, another example, going back to Tuesday. If it's Tuesday, Tuesday is ruled by Mars. So Tuesday, first hour is from 7 to 8, Mars. From 8 to 9, Sun. From 9 to 10, Venus. From 10 to 11, Mercury. From 11 to 12, Moon. From 12 to 1, Saturn. From 1 to 2, Jupiter. From 2 to 3, again, Mars. Like that. Now, why do you do this? You do this to start becoming aware. You don't need to get brainy with this, but it's just to become aware. Whenever you can put this on your wall, you can have this on your phone somewhere where you regularly look, just so that you start to become aware that how the way that you feel correlates with what planet is ruling that hour at that time. So the thing is that I don't want to give you any likelihoods. Of course, I find generally, like in the astrology, we have malefic planets, benefic planets, and the planets all have the certain things that they help us to, they're more conducive to. So certain activities that they may facilitate more than others. But if you don't know anything about astrology, you can still sensitize yourself without putting these definitions. And in that way, in fact, become perhaps sensitized to the way that this actually works and functions. So with the end purpose being that the gap gets bigger between what is your framework, your personality, your what that which is acting in this world, and that which is observing. So with that as the end goal, but with that being the end goal, what will happen is that more things will start going your way just simply by doing this. You might feel that, who knows, you might feel that in the Mercury Hora you notice that you're able to study much better, for example. The point is you notice that. So then perhaps you start to see, oh, well, if I study in the Mercury Hora, then I'm going to be more efficient. I'm going to understand what I'm going to intake the information better. So then consciously you decide, okay, so every day, and of course keeping in mind every day that Mercury Hora is going to fall in a different place in the day, because the day started with a different Hora, right? Because each day is ruled by a different planet. Hope you're following me. I'm sure you are. And so you may start timing it like, okay, I'm studying for this exam and maybe I should study in the Mercury Hora. Or somebody else may find that's not the case at all. Somebody else may find that they're much more able to intake what they're looking at in the Moon Hora, for example. Right? You may for example, be, you're meeting a friend, or you're having you want to have a social encounter or speak with somebody, and you want it to go well. So you may have noticed, hey, you know what, when the Hora passes from Saturn to Jupiter, I'm suddenly more able to communicate with people in a better way, and suddenly sort of there's more of a lightness in our interaction. Well, then you may want to just see if you can, as much as reasonable, don't like go overboard with this, because it's like no need to get obsessive about it. But the point is, you might decide, okay, let's do this in the Jupiter Hora. And then, of course, once you're doing that, you also want to start noticing what day it is, obviously. What planet rules the day that you're the given day. So you'll start to notice, and you should just notice, okay, if it's, generally first with the days, like, does Saturday have a different tonality to me? Does Tuesday have a different tonality to me? Does Wednesday have a different tonality to me? And then you can start to notice, how they interplay. Like if it's a Wednesday, and I personally feel that the Hora is a very powerful thing. So I would recommend starting with the Hora and then noticing the days, noticing the interplay. But the fact is that the Hora is very applicable no matter what day it is. So I just wanted to give you this idea. Actually, I have that whole lesson of how to do that in this book, Bitcoin and Astrology. The link is below. The book is about Bitcoin, but I include a few more broad-reaching realities that I wanted to share with you. And I hope that this is useful to you, because in my life I found it to be very useful. And the point, of course, being that it's not, the point isn't that it's useful, the point is to increase your that gap between who you think you are and the permanent you. I hope that it gets you good results and that your life improves because of this very basic tenet of astrology, but something that you don't need to know about astrology to use, really. And you know, even if you've never seen your chart, you yourself will start understanding then how the planets are interacting with you. Even if you've never seen your astrology chart, even if no astrologer has ever explained anything about how the planets are working for you, you yourself can start to sensitize, understand the way that these planets, their nature is in your case. And of course, these things can change. So that's why it's important to be regularly aware, because of course, if you don't know about astrology, you don't know obviously when your dashas are changing either. So the time period that you're running will also have an effect on what planets are most important and what planets pack the most punch, as we might say. And then the nice thing about this technique, which it's not a technique, this practice, is that what will start happening is you will naturally, once after a while of doing this, you will naturally end up doing those things in the most fitting times. It will naturally happen that you're doing those things in the most apt times. So it will become something that just starts happening, and that's why I say it can improve the way things go on a daily basis. So that's all, and hope you enjoyed, and subscribe, share, etc. and see you